few minutes of your time. Last time we were here, Brian had an opportunity to share his story with you. I know a lot of you guys from Little League and from just hanging out with youth group, and I'm going to take an opportunity to share my story with you guys today. My story is a story of restoration. To be restored, you have to have things broken, you have to have things falling apart, things have to be going bad to be restored. And a lot of people have been in situations like the situations I've been in. So, we'll start it off with when I was 10 or 11, my parents got divorced. It was a nasty divorce, one that left me not talking to my mom and living with my dad. About a year into living with my dad, he meets some lady, all day in school, whatever, you know, he's got a girlfriend. Well, one day I come home from school, and my dad's like, hey son, guess what? I got married. And I'm like, what? You got married, man? I was at school today. He goes, yeah, I got married. It's great. I'm like, all right, whatever. You got married. Well, that's when things start changing drastically. All of a sudden, I'm eating dinner in my bedroom. They're eating dinner in the dining room. They're watching movies, hanging out, and I'm trapped in my room. Finally, it comes to a head. One day, I'm 13 years old, maybe 14. My dad goes, let's go for a drive. Sweet, we're going for a drive. Drives me to a field, hands me a bag of clothes and some cash, and goes, you're out. I'm tired of you, you can't provide the things your stepmom can, you're gone. So I stood there crying in a field room. What else am I gonna do? I'm 13, 14 years old. A couple days later, I'm back at home, but it is war. I can't stand them, I hate them, they hate me. We grew up, we went to church, we did those things, but to me, God was just someone in the sky who didn't care. If he cared, he would have given me parents who loved me. If he cared, he would have made sure I was taken care of. If he cared, I wouldn't be living the life I was living. Finally, 16, 17, it comes to a head. I'm out of my house for good. I'm living with friends, I'm living with girlfriends, I'm doing whatever I can to get by. I end up dropping out of high school. I start using drugs, drinking alcohol, dating as much as I can just to kind of keep myself busy and to fill the hole that was inside me. I was angry, I was mad, I barely had any friends. I went to church a few times, but I couldn't get it to stick. I couldn't work it out. I was still mad at God. Finally, I told my friend who was a pastor, I'm gone. God wants me back and give me a wife. And then one day, I'm standing in a bar, 2008, and somebody knocks on my shoulder. I turned around, and here's this beautiful woman. We hit it off. We start dating. All of a sudden, I'm praying. I'm like, God, please, please, can I keep her? She's awesome. I want her. Let me marry her. I'll be a good Christian. I'll come back. It'll be awesome. Bam, we're married in 2010. Right after we get married, we find out we can't have kids. Another just horrible hit. But we're like, all right, we'll move on. We're in love. This is cool. We're happy. We buy a house in Borrego, middle of nowhere, right? Come down here. It's all good. Start going to church here. Start listening to Steve teach. Start listening to Ryan teach, and things start clicking. We start reading our Bible. We start praying. We start really seeking God, and things just start to change. All of a sudden, my parents, who I hated and couldn't stand, were building relationships. Apologies are coming, forgiveness is coming, and freedom from that anger and pain comes. All of a sudden, those relationships are restored. I can say that I love my parents, and I'm happy to have them as my parents. And then one day, even though we were never supposed to have kids, my wife's pregnant. And I don't know how many were at the game, but my beautiful little boy, I mean, just little angel that we were never supposed to have. God restored that. He brought healing to us physically and gave us our son. He brought restoration to our families and brought us together. He took the anger and the hate, and just the hole that was inside of me, and filled it with love and joy. There's a reason why there's adults all around you wearing these red shirts tonight. And it's not because we have nothing better to do on a Friday night. Every one of us here has a restoration story. Everybody here has been touched by God. And the only reason we're here is because we care about you. Because we want you to know that people care about you. We want you to know that even when life sucks, when your relationships are falling apart, and when everything looks horrible, there's people that care about you. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, guys, to have that joy that Jesus provides. To know that things can be restored, that you can find newness, that you can find love and patience and just a passion in Him. It's a beautiful thing to be able to go through life knowing you have purpose, knowing that people care, and knowing that people love you. Knowing that despite what's happened to you, despite what's going to happen to you, that you can rise up with God, rise up through Jesus, and conquer everything that comes in front of you. That he can take that hate and that anger, that depression, and wipe it completely out for no reason other than the fact that he loves every one of you as much as we do, or we wouldn't be here. So I want to encourage you guys, if you have questions, if you need prayer, if you want to know Jesus, or if you want to hear their stories, ask somebody in this room in a red shirt. Talk to them. Get to know them, because we're here because we care. Thanks, guys, for hearing me out tonight. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. In a couple minutes, we're going to start the football highlights, and we'll get the rest of my